Chris Powers
Yes.
is the gluteal king.
Yes, it's all about your
It's all
You're
about
about
your
your
glutes. So,
And
you know,
it
for a while, I was having some problems with my patients. I'm trying to get them to do lunges and squats and bridges, and they're just not being able to
You
do
need
it.
a lot of glute
You
strength to
need
do
a lot
that
of
stuff.
glutes.
Yes.
Yes, and you need a lot of glutes. Here's where you really need it. So I work with people that walk like this, you know, and so what do you need for that? You need this to make you go into extension.
Yes. Yep.
But sometimes the exercises are a little too hard. So Chris's whole theory and what he tested with EMGs that measure muscle firing was that you can do a glute activation to get people sort of, you know, that little so they can do the other exercises.
Yeah,
It was
they get a
brilliant.
little to the butt.
Exactly.
I like that.
It was brilliant. So this activation was, and it's not easy, twice a day for a week. Okay, 7 days a week. You got to do it every day, twice a day.
But only for a week.
Only for a week, right?
Yeah.
And then he found that it increased activation by almost 60%.
Yeah.
And what it is a 1 minute hold, 3 each of these 3 exercises, which Dana is going to show
So you're
you.
going to make me show you.
Well, you don't have to hold it for a minute.
No.
when you show
Oh,
it.
okay, thank you, because it is hard. But I love the idea. I just want to kind of emphasize a little bit like the activation. So when you start strengthening, sometimes our body needs to actually learn how to use the entire muscle, right?
Exactly.
So, and if you go into something that's too hard, you're going back to using your muscles that aren't meant to do that, or things like
ancillary
moving.
muscle, like
Exactly.
your hip flexors,
Yes.
you may turn, or your
Right.
rotators, right.
So
Good
this is
point.
about using that whole muscle.
Right,
So
right, good.
I think that's activation gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah,
I think right now, and that's kind of what it means. So I'm putting this band around my ankles, and I'm gonna come down on the ground. Can you see me? Yes. Okay, and I'm gonna do. Can I move this plant? Here we go. We like our plants, but we're just gonna put it out of the way right now. So I'm gonna do what's called a clamshell. So my knees are bent to 90 degrees, and my back is really flat. And you can even do it against the wall, so you know your back's flat. And I'm opening my top leg up, just like a clam's opening its shell.
And you're going to hold it.
And I'm gonna hold this for a minute, but I'm really not right now. But if I was doing the protocol, I would hold this for a minute. And the other thing to note on this is everybody's hips are shaped a little differently. So play around with the angle of your hip. So you wanna make sure you're feeling the muscle right here in your bottom work. Okay, so some people need to be up here a little more, some people a little more open. So that's the first exercise. Okay, the second one.
And you do it 3 times for a minute.
Oh yes. Wow. I'm gonna try this. Not now, but I'm gonna do this and report back on how I feel. Okay, the second one is hip abduction. So I'm gonna anchor the band again around my knees or my feet. Which one do you think?
You could do it on your knees.
Okay.
I would do it on your knees.
And then my top leg is coming up again against the resistance of the band. And so I'm gonna put my front hand here to balance, and then I'm bringing my leg straight up to the side. And I'm holding this here for a minute, 3 times. And then the third one is called a fire hydrant, very descriptive name. So I'm coming onto my hands and knees, and you can probably guess why it's called a fire hydrant. I'm bringing my leg out to the side.
And then you just have to hold it.
And I have to hold it here, and I want.
There you go.
That's a killer.
It's a killer.
So you want to make sure you're not really moving in your back. So my back's nice and flat, trying to be. And here I am holding my leg up, I guess marking my territory.
Yeah. But
For a
that
minute.
You probably should try with no band.
Yes.
Try it without the band for a
Okay.
second, just so they can see.
And then,
I do think it's, to start, when I actually did the protocol,
did you?
yes, it was killer.
Killer.
Yeah,
But
see how
then,
much better? You're
yeah.
keeping this flatter.
That would be
and
much
this
better.
is coming a little higher. It's a very hard one to do.
and that would be a minute.
Yeah, yeah.
3 on each side. I think starting that one without a band's a great idea.
Yeah, yeah.
So after you did the protocol, did you feel?
It helps so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I love it.
Yeah, but it's hard.
Yeah. Give it a try though.
But it's good.
Yeah.
All right, so try it.
Your glutes will thank you.
Yeah.